Right now, as you're sitting here listening, something pretty remarkable is happening inside your body. It's like a biological reset button that's constantly working to keep you healthy. So today, we're going to dive in, figure out exactly what it is, and more importantly, how you can actually use it to your advantage.
Seriously, just think about this for a second. What if you could clean your cells from the inside out? Like, what if your body had its own built-in housekeeping service, one that could go in and just tidy up and rejuvenate every single one of your cells?
I mean, let's be real. Life is messy, right? And that's just as true on a microscopic level. Every single day, your cells are accumulating, well, junk. We're talking about damaged parts, toxic proteins, and all sorts of other cellular clutter.
And this isn't just some harmless dust bunnies floating around. This internal clutter, it's directly linked to the aging process itself and a whole bunch of diseases we really want to avoid.
But here's the really cool part. Your body isn't just sitting there letting this junk pile up. It has an elegant, built-in solution to deal with it all.
So let's talk about what this is. We're going to dive into your body's very own incredible recycling program.
Okay, the process is called autophagy. Now, it comes from the Greek words for self-eating. And I know, self-eating sounds kind of terrifying, right? But trust me, it's actually one of the best things your body does for you.
And I love this analogy from Dr. Louisa Petre, a cardiologist. She says it's recycling and cleaning at the same time, just like hitting a reset button for your body. I mean, how perfect is that? It's the cleanup crew and the recycling plant all rolled into one.
So, how does this whole reset thing actually work? Well, it's basically a four-step process. First, a little membrane starts to form, kind of like a garbage bag opening up. Then it expands and completely swallows up all that cellular junk. Once it's sealed shut, we call that bag an autophagosome. Next, this garbage bag travels over to the cell's incinerator, the lysosome, and fuses with it. And finally, powerful enzymes inside just demolish all that junk, breaking it down into raw materials your body can use again. It's the ultimate in recycling.
All right, so now we know what it is. Let's get to the good stuff, the benefits. Why should you even care about this self-eating process? What's in it for you?
Well, the benefits are huge. They really touch on almost every part of our health. First off, it's a major anti-aging process. It's literally creating younger cells. It's also getting rid of toxic proteins that are linked to really scary neurodegenerative diseases. And on top of all that, it recycles proteins into fresh energy, helps the body survive when you're not eating, and it might even help lower the risk of some cancers. It's a big deal. And check out this quote from Dr. Priya Khorana. She says that when our cells get stressed, autophagy kicks into high gear to protect us, and that helps enhance your lifespan. So it's basically your body's built-in defense mechanism against stress.
And this is especially important when we talk about the brain. In conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, a huge part of the problem is this buildup of toxic proteins. Well, guess what? Autophagy is this system that's designed to go in there, find that gunk, and clear it out. Okay, so at this point, you're probably thinking, this sounds amazing. How do I get more of it, right? Well, the great news is you can actually trigger it yourself. Let's get into how you can do it.
So there are really two main ways to kickstart autophagy with your diet. The first is intermittent fasting. This is probably the most effective and direct way. The second is the ketogenic diet. Because keto is so low in carbs, it basically tricks your body into thinking it's fasting. And here's why they both work. They lower your glucose. That drops your insulin and raises a different hormone called glucagon. And glucagon is pretty much the on switch for autophagy.
But it's not just about what you eat or don't eat. Exercise is another super powerful trigger. In fact, a very recent study from 2024 found that physical exercise can get autophagy going in key places, like your muscles, liver, and even your pancreas.
Now, it's really tempting to hear all this and think, okay, more is better. I'm going to fast and exercise all the time. But it's not that simple. With something this powerful, there can be, well, too much of a good thing.
You really have to think of autophagy on a spectrum. On one side, you've got that useful, adaptive autophagy. That's the good stuff, the protective housekeeping we want. But if you push it too far, with really prolonged, severe restriction, you can end up with excessive autophagy, which can actually start to damage or even kill healthy cells.
And nowhere is this double-edged sword clearer than with cancer. See, in the very early stages, autophagy is your friend. It helps get rid of damaged cells before they can become cancerous. But, and this is a huge but, once a tumor is already there, it can actually hijack the process. The cancer cells use autophagy to protect themselves and even resist therapy. It's complicated.
And this is really why activating autophagy isn't a simple more is always better situation. The context, the duration, it all matters a lot. We're not just flipping a switch, we're trying to find the perfect balance.
Okay, so let's zoom out and look at the big picture here. Let's wrap this all up.
So what are the key takeaways? Number 1, autophagy is your body's essential cleaning and recycling system. Number 2, it's got amazing anti-aging and disease prevention benefits. Number 3, you can turn it on with things like fasting, keto, and exercise. And number 4, and this is the big one, it's a double-edged sword. It can be harmful if you push it to the extreme.
So while you can definitely start adding things like fasting and exercise into your routine, it's important to remember that the science is still figuring things out. Experts are still learning how to best and most safely use this amazing process.
So think of it this way. Autophagy is your body's powerful reset button. There's no doubt about that. But the real question is, when and how hard should you press it?